Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to English Pod Squad, the podcast where we help you speak English with confidence, one episode at a time.
That's right. I'm Ken.
And I'm Chia. And today we are talking about something that every English learner struggles with.
Small talk. All right, here's something to think about. Did you know that the average person spends about 45 minutes a day on small talk? That's nearly 11 full days a year just chatting about things like the weather, weekend plans, or what's for lunch. It's such a huge part of our lives, but we rarely stop to think about how important it actually is.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of time. And when you put it like that, it really makes you realize how much of our social lives depend on these little conversations. But here's the thing, small talk isn't just filler, it's actually a skill. And for people learning English, it can feel like one of the hardest parts of communication.
Exactly. It's not just about knowing the words or grammar. It's about timing, tone, and knowing what to say in the moment. And honestly, even native speakers can find small talk awkward sometimes. But for English learners, it's like stepping into a whole new world of unwritten rules and expectations.
That's so true. And what's fascinating is that small talk isn't just a cultural quirk, it's a universal way for humans to connect. But the way it's done can vary so much depending on where you are. In English speaking cultures, it's all about being light, friendly, and approachable. It's not about diving into deep topics right away, it's about breaking the ice.
Right, and I think that's where a lot of people get stuck. They overthink it or they feel like they need to say something profound. But really, small talk is more about connection than content. It's about showing that you're open to conversation and that you're approachable.
Exactly. And I think that's a relief for a lot of people because it takes the pressure off. You don't need to come up with the perfect thing to say. You just need to be willing to engage and participate in the interaction.
So let's break it down. What exactly is small talk and why is it so important? Let's start with the basics.
All right. So, small talk is essentially light, casual conversation. It's not about discussing deep or serious topics. Instead, it's a way to connect with people in a low pressure way. Think of it as social lubrication. It makes interactions smoother and less awkward.
That's a great way to put it. I like to think of small talk as the appetizer to a meal. It's not the main course, but it sets the tone for the rest of the interaction. For example, when you're waiting for an elevator or you're at a party meeting someone new, you don't start with, "What's your 5 year plan?" You start with something light like, "How's your day going?"
Ha! Exactly. And in English speaking cultures, small talk is actually a really important social skill. It's how you show that you're friendly, approachable, and interested in the other person. Even if you're not saying anything particularly profound, just engaging in small talk can make a huge difference in how people perceive you.
Right? It's not about being the smartest person in the room, it's about being present and approachable. And I think that's really comforting for a lot of people because it means you don't have to put so much pressure on yourself. You just have to be willing to take part in the conversation.
Exactly. And there are some classic small talk topics that are almost universally safe and easy to talk about. Things like the weather, your weekend plans, work or school, hobbies, and food. These are topics that pretty much everyone can relate to on some level.
Yeah, and I think it's important to emphasize the word safe here. Small talk isn't the time to bring up controversial topics like politics or religion. It's about finding common ground and keeping things light and comfortable.
Totally. Save the heavy stuff for later, after you've actually gotten to know the person. Small talk is just the starting point.
So let's get practical. What are some phrases people can use to start a small talk conversation?
Oh, I love this part. Okay, let's do a little role play. I'll give you a situation and you can show how you'd start the conversation. Ready?
Let's do it.
All right. Situation 1, you're meeting someone for the first time. What do you say?
Easy. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Ken. How do you know everyone here?
That's a great one. It's simple, friendly, and it immediately opens up the conversation. And I might respond with something like, "Oh, I work with Jess. How about you?"
See how that works? You introduce yourself, ask an open ended question, and the conversation flows naturally from there.
Exactly. Okay, next situation. Talking about the weather. This one's a classic.
Oh, for sure. You can say something like, "Can you believe this heat?" Or, "Looks like rain again, huh?"
Or my personal favorite. I can't wait for the weekend. I heard it's going to be sunny. That's great because it also hints at weekend plans, which opens up another topic.
Yeah, small talk is like a chain. One topic leads to another, and before you know it, you're having a full blown conversation.
Exactly. All right, how about this one? At work or school? What do you say?
You could ask, "How's everything going with your project?" Or, "Did you catch the game last night?"
Or even something as simple as, have you tried the new coffee place downstairs? Food is always a winner.
Always. Nobody says no to talking about food.
Okay, so we've covered how to start a conversation. But what about keeping it going? That's where a lot of people get stuck.
Ah, yes. The dreaded awkward pause. Here's the secret. Don't just answer. Add something and ask back. We call it the AEI method. Answer the question, expand with a detail, and invite them to share.
I love that. Let's practice. Ask me something.
Sure. So, did you do anything fun this weekend?
Oh, yeah. I stayed home and tried making pasta from scratch. It was a total disaster, but so fun. Do you cook at all?
Huh. See what she did? She answered, gave a fun detail, and asked me back. That's the AEI method in action.
And notice I didn't just say, yes, I cooked. I made it interesting. That's what makes people want to keep talking to you.
Another tip, show genuine interest. Use reactions like, "Oh, wow, really? That's so cool," or "No way." These little reactions show that you're listening and engaged.
In English, these are called back channels. They're small sounds or words that tell the other person, hey, I'm with you. Keep going.
And finally, let's talk about how to wrap up a conversation politely. Because sometimes you need to go, but you don't want to seem rude.
Great point. You can say something like, it was so nice chatting with you. Or, I'll let you get back to it. Or even, we should catch up more sometime.
Or if you're at work, you could say, "Anyway, I should get back to my desk, but let's talk more later."
These phrases are polite, friendly, and leave the conversation on a positive note.
Which is so important. First impressions and last impressions matter.
Absolutely. So, to wrap up, small talk is about connection, not perfection. Start with safe topics, use the AEI method to keep the conversation going, and end on a friendly note.
And remember, the more you practice, the easier it gets. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Just keep talking.
That's right. So, your homework this week, try using small talk with at least one person: a coworker, a classmate, a neighbor, anyone. See how it goes.
We believe in you. You've got this. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe to English Pod Squad, leave us a comment, and share it with a friend who's learning English.
We'll see you in the next episode. Until next time, keep talking, keep learning.
Bye for now, squad.
Bye bye.